All right, and we're live. Welcome, welcome. If you're watching the VOD, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Anyway, so today, the plan is to continue on, hopefully finish this message board app that we're working on. Or not message board, members only, that's what it is. This members only app, so we have a couple things left on the docket. We need to basically just add the message board functionality in. All the auth should be finished. So now it's just a matter of polishing it and finishing it up. And then so that next stream, we can start fresh with learning ORMs. So yeah, that's the plan. I think we'll probably do this first. So we'll allow sign-in users to post new messages. So we can get working on that functionality first. I'm just going to start up the dev server here, and then it opened in the wrong tab. Okay, so there we go. So let's go to, message board, we're gonna have to log in, of course. Then we can log in, there we go. So, cool. Actually, the first thing that we need to do is we need to get that username, right? The authenticated username, which we can't get here. Which is interesting. Why isn't this letting me go back home? Ooh, I think we're running into the same Bitwarden problem that we were before. Okay, let me just, because I had to re-enable Bitwarden, let me just disable Bitwarden for, can I just turn it off? Bitwarden. Let's just reload this. Okay, there we go. So now this should work. Okay, good. So now Bitwarden's disabled because that was causing trouble last time. Okay, so then we need to see we have this context, this React context set up to manage the username, right? But this auth username does not seem to be working. So I think we need to check that even exists, right? Okay, so we have the auth username here, but I think when we load the layout, I feel like it's not working. So where are we actually setting the context? Okay, so we have the context here, create context, set auth username, and then so we set it here. I'm gonna switch to Linux soon. Nice. I've actually switched to Linux on my main gaming rig, Feelings, and I'm using Fedora. I was on Ubuntu, but I'm on Fedora now, and I quite enjoy it. Be careful with dual booting to Windows though, because Windows likes to eat the Linux partition. At least so I've heard. So I would be careful about doing that. But I think dual booting is a good way to start if you just want to test the waters, or using a virtual machine. I think would probably be safer, to be honest with you, if your machine can handle a VM, of course. Okay, so we set the set auth username here. So it's the right username, but it's not being passed to this front end here, this message board layout. Because if I console log this, I don't know if it's working. I could just do prop drilling instead of a context, which might actually be easier. Oh, so there we go. Okay, so that actually did work. Okay. Null test. So if I just remove this, go back home. Oh, see, okay, so when I first log in, it doesn't work right away. Interesting. You're gonna use Kubuntu? Nice. That's just KDE Ubuntu, I think, right? Okay, so let's actually remove this context and do prop drilling, because I don't know if, maybe that's the route we do. Okay, so then what we'll do is we'll say, so we have our auth username, and then we could just pass it in. So let's take in a prop. And then we'll have it as a string or wait. So we'll have it as string or null, and then we pass in auth username here. There we go. That's better. So now it should load properly. So if I go into application and remove that cookie. I tested via VM first, and I'm gonna get a flash drive, 16 gigabyte. And if I love Linux, then I might permanently switch. Yeah, I've permanently switched, Feelings. I actually eventually it's good that you mentioned Linux, because I mainly drive Mac OS for the streams, but I do want to learn more Linux, and I might maybe do some Linux streams down the road, kind of alongside the web dev stuff, kind of like doing like C and shell scripting and stuff like that, learning Linux at like a sysadmin level. Okay, so then let's do this again, and then we log in. There we go. Welcome test. Perfect. Okay, so the prop drilling fixed a problem. So let's just do this. So we'll say refactor user info, or refactor message board user info to prop drilling. Okay, that's good. Now, what do we need to do now? We need to actually get that form in there that has the message to enter a message. So we'll have the message entering form at the top. So we'll do a form, and I think with React Router, it's its own thing, right? So if I go to my login and I look at it, yeah, so there's a class name, and then we do an on submit for that. So then we'll handle that after. Does this need an on submit? I wonder, like, what's the mandatory? Oh, maybe it doesn't actually need anything. I just need to import it. That's probably the problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll add the on submit after. And then we can just add our form elements, I think. So let's just do a label for message, or new message. Type your enter message. ID is new message. Name is also new message. And that should be good. And then we'll need a button. Send, maybe. So something like this, right? And then we'll want to put that on a new line. So we'll put this in a div. And then we'll obviously, lay this out in a certain way. I actually love how complex Linux is. I'm using Linux Mint on my VM, and it's actually decent to use. I love it. Yeah, dude, I have dabbled in Linux here and there, and I've been daily driving Fedora on my other gaming machine, and like I've been playing different games on it. Not like heavy games, but like indie titles like Minecraft and. Well, Minecraft's not an indie title, I guess, anymore, but Stardew Valley, Factorio, a couple other ones like that. I just say Minecraft because like I'm not running like these AAA like shooter games or anything like that, but I quite like it. Anyway, okay. So I think we have a layout for the form row style. Yes, we do. Okay, so we have our message here. And then we'll probably center the button as well. So we'll say flex. Oh wait, actually, do I have a button? Submit button style, I do. Perfect. And then I can format the form as well. And I need to also format the welcome text. We give it like an H3 or something, or an H2. And then we'll just say we'll do heading 2. We'll do a heading 2 style for this guy. So I'll just make another constant. Oops. So instead of text 3XL, let's just do text 2XL maybe. And then we'll just give that heading 2 style. Maybe less padding on it as well. Yeah, the styling's kind of dog shit, but that's okay. And I also want to put the message, the send button. Maybe I actually want to put this all in one line now that I think about it. So I'll figure that out. You don't know if AAA games will run on Linux? No, they don't. Generally speaking, because they rely on DirectX, which I think is Windows only, for like a graphics something or other. Graphics firmware. I'm not 100% sure on the technical details. But yeah, it's a lot of games, a lot of AAA games won't. You can obviously run them, I think, through like something like Wine, which is like allows you to run Windows applications on Linux, but it's really slow. But for smaller games that only work on Windows, you can run them on Linux through that. I mean, or of course you could have a Windows VM on your Linux machine, which would be not great, but you could do it technically. Okay, so how do I want to lay this out? This is actually probably fine. I kind of want to make this submit button have a little less padding on it. Yeah, I think that looks better. And then we can have this all on one line as well. Actually, yeah, and then put this all inside of the form, and then basically, yeah. So now that's all in one line, and then we could do like a basic flex justify. Actually, we don't even need to justify. We just need to do a flex in like a gap 1 or something like this, right? Okay, so then we have this here. The input needs its own style as well. Do I have a style for input? Yeah, I do. So the input needs a style. Whoops. Input style. That's much better. Okay. And then maybe we do like a... maybe we put this then... Actually, I lied. Let's put this in a div. And then we'll do a flex gap 1. Or actually, no, flex justify around maybe? Something like this. Yeah, that's a little better. Maybe our send here. I kind of want to make the label in the... Well, I guess for mobile, this is fine. Because then if I look at the... Yeah, okay. So then the... Okay, so if it's a medium-sized screen, I want to do justify center. And then also gap of like 4 or something. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And then maybe have the welcome user in like the corner or something? I don't know. Okay. This styling looks kind of dog shit, but I don't really care. Because it's just for testing, right? Okay, so now we should be able to enter a message, and then underneath this form, we need to have like an unordered list with where the messages are going to go, right? So message list here, right? Or something like this. So we need to do that. So let me go to my TXS reference. Yeah, so I could just do I need to query the messages though, is the other thing. So on page load, I need to use a use effect. So I need to do So we're going to need a function like query const get messages, get all messages, or get, I don't know how I want to do this actually. Because maybe what we do is we get the latest. I'm overthinking it. I was thinking of maybe only getting like the latest a number of messages, but I think I can just get all messages. And then it's going to be an async function. And then we're going to have this query the database to get those. It's actually going to query the backend, which is going to query the database. So I need to do that. So I need to actually now edit the server. And then I need to get another route in here. So what were the routes that I have defined here? Yeah, so API add message. So that's what I want to do. So I want to make another controller for not auth, right? So actually, let's first write the query. Export const get all messages. Load messages. Let's call it that in the front end. Okay, so get all messages. And then we don't need to pass it anything. And we can just say const rows equals await db.query. And then we need to, obviously after this, we need to return the rows, right? So then let's just take a look at our message. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. I think it's, what is it? Control D? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I just want to see what the schema for messages looks like. Okay, so we have an author ID and a posted, right? So we need to select all from messages. And then I think it's grouped by posted ascending, right? So we want to get we want to get the newest ones first. So I think that'll work. And then that'll get the newest messages at the top here, and then they'll be populated below. Although, yeah, and then they'll populate. So the newest messages will appear kind of at the top of this list, and then it'll kind of grow downwards, right? So that should be fine because we have our posted and our author ID. So now I think if I actually insert into, I should probably insert a dummy value. Insert into. Actually, wait. Let's query the users. Okay, so we have 12. Okay, so then let's insert into messages user or author ID. Values like 12 maybe. And then that should work now if I select from messages. Okay, so we have our perfect, and it created the timestamp. That's amazing. Okay, good. Oh, we don't have the, why didn't I don't even have the message content. I just have the author ID and the posted. I need the message content. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. So let's do message text maybe, or just message. Yeah, so let's remove that entry. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So I need to alter table, messages, add column, message, or message content, message body. Text, message body text. I think that's all I need. Maybe just message. Okay, and then now that should work. Yeah, so now we have our author ID and posted, which together are the primary key, and then we have the message content. So now what we can do is we can insert into messages author ID message values 12 hello world. And then that should now work. Good. So we see our author when it was posted and the hello world message. So now we have that message in there, which is good. So we get all messages here, and then I need to actually create the route for that, right? So I need to do a new file. I'm going to say messages router, and I'm going to import router from Express. I think that's the right thing, right? But it needs to be in an object. And then we'll say export or const messages router equals router. I think that's it. And then export default. I think that's all we need in here, pretty much. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. For this, okay, so then but I'm also going to need to add a subroute. So instead of API, it's going to be API messages, something like this. So okay, that's good. And then now I can put that in my server.typescript here. So we'll do app.use/API/messages messages router, right? That's good. And then now we need to actually write the middleware for it, right? So let's do messages controller. And then we'll do export constant get all messages. Actually, I don't want to call it the same thing. Load, no. Let's just say all messages. Let's call it all messages. Get. I think that's actually how I'm doing this, right? Sign up post. Yeah. So okay, I'm doing the method at the end here, and it's going to need to be async, of course, and then request response, and then I'm going to need to import type request response. And then I think all we need to do in here is to get the const message list is await the get all messages from the query, right? And then we essentially say if message list dot length is greater than 0, then I guess we can return or res dot JSON the messages list, or actually let's res status 200.json message list, right? And then so we return that back to the client as a, actually, you know what, we don't even necessarily need to do that, do we? We might want to try catch this actually as well. So that should be fine. Otherwise, we need to, okay, so we also need to res.redirect. Actually, wait, can I redirect? How does that work again? For the auth controller, do I do redirects here? Oh, and then I need to, let's see. Oh no, I don't need to redirect because I'm just on the same page, so I think that's fine. I'm pretty sure. All right, let's take our first 5-minute break. I think the new, I don't know if anyone who's watching noticed, but I did switch up the live stream layout a little bit. I moved chat over and moved the Pomodoro timer to the corner. I think it kind of looks cleaner, but that's just me. So that's cool. If you're watching, I hope you're having a fantastic Monday evening or Tuesday morning, wherever you are, or Tuesday afternoon, I guess it could be. I don't know. But yeah. I actually am thinking, I don't even need to, I think I just need to check that the message list is defined. I don't even think I need to check for length, because there may be no messages, right? And then actually, what I could do is I could just say, if there, well actually I could check that on the client side. If there's no messages, I can just check that on the client side. Like, because if I send back an empty list, then there's no messages, and then we could just have a thing that says no, like there are no messages. I don't know, some text or something. All right. All right, let's get back into it here. Another 25 minutes. Can I see? Let me see. I can. Okay. I guess I can see here how long I've been live. Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, nice. Cool. I just wanted to check. Okay, so where were we? So if message list exists, otherwise I'm gonna return a res.status maybe 500, because I think 500 is a server error, right? .json, and then like error internal server error or something. I don't know. Because if this message list is undefined, then we don't have, because it should return an empty list, right? If there's no messages, I think. Something like this. Okay, so that's fine. And then now I just need to connect that to the router. So I need to say messages router.get at the route of what? Get all get messages. What was the route that I defined here? Oh, I need to define another one. So slash API slash messages slash get messages. Queries db to get all messages. Perfect. Okay. Then we just connect that to the middleware, right? Which was all messages get, right? Very confusing naming conventions. I need to get better actually at that, I think. Just naming in general. It's kind of, my naming is kind of all over the place, but that's okay. I think it's something you kind of develop as you go. Okay, so the back end should be good. Now if I hit that with Postman, I should be able to see the messages. So if I do a get request for API messages, get messages, I think that's what it is. We don't need a body in it. Okay, so we have an error. Where do we see the error? Index.js, at or near descending. Okay, so maybe, was it a sort by maybe? I think I wrote the query wrong. That's very possible. Group by posted, sort by? Sort, SQL, I think I just got the, oh, order by. That's what it is. It's not group by, it's order by. That's what I want. Okay. There we go. Nice. And then we got it here. Nice. Cool. So that's good. So we got our message. I just fixed the query. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Now let's write the, actually let's get the, I want to just query the, I just want to add the server stuff. Can I unmount this? Or I guess I can mount, or stage, I guess. So let's stage all the server stuff, just so that I can commit the server changes. Okay, so let's say add message router, add messages router, middle added router objects connected to app, added route with query and middleware to get all messages from DB. Okay, good. There. And now, so the server's good. I think we're good for that. So now we'll go back to the actual loading the messages, right? So we'll say const messages list is await fetch, and then we'll hit that server URL /API/messages/get messages, right? And then we need to put in our method, which is a get. And then I think we need to do, I'm just going to kind of look at my other for reference here. So we have our content type, we have credentials include. And then we have some headers as well, which I'm going to copy over. And then we have, so for our body, we don't need anything in the body. Actually, this is a res response. And then what I'll say is I'll say if res.ok, or if not res.ok. Then we will const error equals await res.json. And then what do I do? Console.area. And then do I return it? Yeah, okay, nice. Then I might want to actually put this in a, I might want to put this in a state, right? So, and then for that, I also need a type. So I need to get the type in here. So let's do a new type. So we'll say message type. Then we'll say export type, message type. And then, so we have an author ID, which is a number. And then we have a posted, which is a, would it be a string? I guess maybe. And then message as well. I think that's all we need, right? Yeah, okay, so then we can do const message list set message list is useState of message type. And then it's just, we'll set it to an empty list for now. We need import useState, and then we can just do the setter there, I think. I wonder though if I need to pass the setter into this function. If it's outside of this, I might need to. Unless, let's see what I did here. Oh no, okay, and then I returned it. Okay, so that's what I did. I returned it, okay. And then, did I put that in its own async function? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. So I gotta think about this. Do I need the setter in here? Or can I return it and then set when it's returned? Because if I set it when it's returned, then I'm going to need to put it in a use state. Yeah, so or a use effect, I mean. Right, so we'll just set this up, and then I'll say, and then I need to import this as well. So then we'll say const data is res.json return data. Very common pattern here. Okay, now in here we'll say const get all messages. I don't know what to call these freaking functions, man. Then we'll just do await set message list, or actually we'll say const messages is await load messages, and then we'll say set message list to messages. Although I think I can actually do it to the, I think I can actually do this. Can I not? I don't even need the middleman here. I think I can just do this. Does this work? And then we just run it here. And then what else do we need to do? Oh yeah, we need to include the dependencies, right? So message list. It's just like this. Use effect received a final argument during render, but not during the previous render. This type cannot change between renders. Okay, well, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to close the app and restart it? Okay. Oh. There we go. All right, nice. Post forbidden. Oh, because it tried to, I see, it tried to re-authenticate me when I reloaded it. Okay. So now we should be fine, right? Okay, so then once we get the messages, so now they should be inside of the message list, right? Oh boy. Ah, okay, so that is a problem. So it's continuously adding to this, right? Which is not what I want. Wait, did I not kill it? Oh, I killed the wrong, here. What is the problem here? I hit some sort of infinite loop. Maybe if I need to check if the message list is empty. Maybe I need like a loading state. Loading messages. That's probably the problem. Boolean. Actually, I think this can just be inferred, right? False. Or true, actually. I want it set to true. And then we can say set loading messages to false. And then only if. And then we only run this if not loading messages. Or if loading messages. I should say this loading. Maybe. Oh, wait. And then if loading. And then loading. There we go. That's better. Now, we need to obviously populate this depending on the state of loading, right? So we'll say loading, and then we'll say if it is loading, dot dot dot. Otherwise, we do all the other fun stuff, right? So then we're gonna do message list dot for each, or dot map, I guess maybe. And then let's just do this, or I guess we need to return. And we'll just return like a list of the messages. We'll just do a paragraph with the message dot message. That's fantastic. Okay. Gotta love my naming. I think this is good though. I think this works just fine. There we go. Okay. Actually, this needs to be an LI, doesn't it? Oh yeah, because the server's not back up online. All right. I need to put it back up there. npm run dev. Okay, there's the server. Okay, let's go back to our root. Log in. Wait, why is this orange now? That's interesting. There we go. There's our message. Each child of a list should have a unique key prop. Right. So the key is going to be maybe message dot author ID, and then with the posted. Actually, can it just be the posted timestamp? I guess I could make it a pair or something. Can I not? I guess I could make it a list with the author ID and then message. Or could it not be? Maybe it needs to be a. Okay, so it needs to be React.key type. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just do message.posted. There we go. So that's fine. And then we'll return this guy. Just make it a little nicer. Shit, what did I do? I just want to have this be like this, right? There we go. And then so we'll say like message.author. I need to, I should probably add the author name to the schema. Now that I think about it, because I don't want to have to query that for every single thing. So let's do that real quick. So let's add the author name to the schema. Alter table, messages, add column, author name, varchar 255, and then there we go. All right, so now if I delete from messages, and then I do insert into messages, message, or author ID, message, and then the author name, values 12, hello world, and then tests. Okay, good. So that's what we want. The only other consideration is we're going to need to pass the. So when we post a message, we're going to need to get the ID from the username. So that's the other thing that we need to do. So maybe we pass in the auth user. We give it the whole user type, right? But I don't want to give it the password. Huh. Do I actually even have a query to get ID by username on a server? I don't know. Get user by ID, get user by username. Okay, so I can get the whole row. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I could use this query then, which would be at what? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I could do that in the server end. Okay, that's fine. So let's just edit this then. So we're gonna have message dot author name. Oh, and then I need to add that to the type, right? So okay. So the author name isn't defined, interestingly enough. I wonder if I need to requery it. Oh. Does it show for like a second? Author name's test. Oh, I wonder if it's because this needs to be lowercase. There we go. That's why. And then these should also match exactly what's in the database, right? So something like this. Cool. So there's that. And then the other thing I can do with this UL here is I'm going to have a custom style for it as well, right? So let's do that. Export const message board list or message list style. And then we'll just say flex justify or flex column justify center. And then maybe add some padding to that as well. Maybe like a P4 situation. And then maybe a border, gray 500, border 1, rounded large. And then we can add that to the list here. So let's do that. And then this will be message list style. There we go. And then I want some margin on that as well. So maybe we'll do an MY2 on this guy. Give it a little bit of vertical separation. Even just a margin 2 just in general. Good. Although the rounding is different. It's good enough, I think. So how does this look on... Okay, so then on medium or larger screens, we're going to want to do an MX auto, I think, right? Or does that not? No, because that fills up the whole width. So we'll do like a width 50%, maybe? No, 50 fit? No, that's not going to do it. I guess it doesn't really matter, to be honest. You just leave it as is here. Okay. I'm not going to get too into the front end business here. Okay. So let's go back to this and then, okay, so this should be fine. Is there anything I'm missing? I don't think so. I think I've got everything I want here. The only thing I need is like a delete message button, right? So then maybe I need to put that inside of this guy. So I'll do like a div, and then I'll say, well, this will just be the message, right? Actually, the message might be just a paragraph, and then we can have a little form, whoops, with a with just a deletion. And then we basically are going to check whether this is for admins or not after. Input type checkbox. And then the name and the ID are going to be delete message. And I want to have this be kind of, I'm going to do a message item style. something like this. Flex, not flex. Message item style. There we go. Maybe add a bit of a gap here. Actually, we don't even need a. We just need a submit. And then a submit button is submit button style. There we go. Except maybe we want to like make this justify center, message item style, flex gap for align item center. There we go. That's better. So we have this delete message button here. I feel like delete. Just delete. But then only admins can press this, right? So we'll add that logic. Only admins should have this button enabled, right? So that's good. So that's, all right, let's just do this commit. All right, so front end or client add message board. Query to backend for message list, display messages on message board page, basic styling. Good. Cool. Yeah, it's a slow night tonight. If you're in chat, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good evening or morning, wherever you are. This message box may not be big enough now that I think about it, but I don't really care because it's just for a, you know, it's just for testing purposes anyway. This isn't really a serious project. This is just mostly just to learn auth, really. All right, so I think I just need to add, what do I need to do here? Allow messages, post new messages, right? So we have the add messages form, and then we just need to basically add that backend logic for adding messages, right? And then that's all we need to do to finish off this point here. And then I think we could finish this. I'm not going to probably do refresh tokens. I'll probably leave that. And then I'll do the express validator maybe at the end of the stream, and then we should be off to the races. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't think I need this console log anymore either. Cool. Yo, what's up, Jay? How's it going? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Are you on another late shift or? Yo, how's it going, Z now? Nice to see you. It's going. Got off work late. Got you. I was supposed to get off at 7. Damn. Thankfully, as far as I can remember, with my job, I've only had to do overtime once, and that was like a long time ago. It's a nice thing about like a 9 to 5 sort of deal. I should probably like lower the button size for the mobile layout, but it's not really a big deal. Again, styling is not really the critical piece with this app. I hate it at the moment, but I love it when I get my check. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys probably get like, you know, double time for overtime, but like we don't get any extra increase for overtime. It's the same. We get paid for it, but it's the same pay. Because I know a lot of private sector, they pay more when you do overtime, but not for us, which is kind of shitty. It's 1.5x, dang, yeah. No, gotta love, you know, working for the government, right? Yeah, so yeah, it's paid overtime, but just regular. You don't get any increase. I wish it was 1.5x. That'd be sweet. But again, you know, don't really do overtime very often, so, or ever. Well, I've done it once, so once in a year, like 13 months or whatever it's been. Okay. All right, so where were we now? I need to add the post logic for the message, right? So let's do that in the server side first. So the messages controller, actually I'm probably gonna need the query first, right? So let's add the query. Oh, and then this is gonna need to be typed as well. String and then message. Okay. Massachusetts is 1.5 pay every Sunday, I believe. Do you plan on starting ORMs tonight? Probably not tonight, but next stream. I'm trying to just cap off this message board thing. That's my goal for tonight. I want to like speedrun finish this, and then ORMs will be Wednesday. So that is, stay tuned for that. I don't know if you'll be around, Jay, but that'll be exciting. We're going to be jumping into Prisma. So, message type. Well, I thought I exported this. Export type, message type. Add import. There we go. Whoops. There we go. And we're just going to await db query insert into, oh, we actually don't need the timestamp, right? But that's okay. We can just leave the timestamp empty. Insert into messages. Author ID. I will be around. I can't wait. I want to be there for it because there's some caveats to using it with TypeScript versus JavaScript. Got you. Yeah. Okay. So author ID, message, and then the author name, right? And I actually think I need to query because I only have the. Actually, I might do ID. Or username. User is a user, so string, and then, or username, I guess. Username and then message is also a string. Okay, so then what we'll do first is we'll get the user. So we'll say const user is await db.query, or actually I can just await the get user by username. I think, right? and then just for the username. And then so now we have the user, and then values is just going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do the user.id message, and then whoops, and then the user dot or username. That's it. That's all we need. Okay, cool. And then that's it, I think. Actually, I think we're done with the query. Okay, so that's that. And then now we need to add the middleware for that. So let's get that sorted. So export const new message post. I know I have expert error handling code, not really. I need to come up with a better system for handling errors that's not literally just this, but that's okay. If I were building any serious app that I was going to like release to people, I would definitely build an error handling system of some kind. Okay, so let's do this. So we have our rec body, which is going to contain the author, the username, and the message, right? Which I'd assume that's what it's going to be. So let's think about this for a second. So we need to get that. Let me just look at the auth controller for this. Okay. I think we could just await the add. What was the query? Add new message. And then we just do rec.body dot username, and then rec.body dot message, right? And then res.json or dot status 200.json, and then we'll just say success okay. Something like this. But then we first need to check whether the username or the message are defined. So we can say if rec.body.username, then res.status 404. I guess it would be 404. Let me look at the status codes. 400 not found. Server cannot find the requested resource. Yeah. So that's right. So 404.json error user not found, and then if rec dot body dot message res dot status 404.json error message content not found or something. I don't know. That's fine. I think that's good for our middleware. I think that's all we need. And then we can do we just need to hook it up to the router, which is pretty easy. Message is router.post add message. And then we'll do new message post. Nice. Okay. So that should be everything for our backend, I think. So we can do another postman test just to make sure the backend's working, and then I'll commit those changes, and then hook it up to the front end. So it'd be add message. And we're going to do a post, and then we're going to include the username, test, and the message, this is a test message. Okay. Now, I think we have everything we need here. The other thing I think I should do, although, because okay, so I guess we would have to prevent, because like even if the user doesn't have access to the message board, I feel like they could still hit this. There's no security. There's nothing preventing them from hitting the back end. I guess that's true anyway. I don't know. Through like other means. So there should be something in the back end that like authenticates the user or something. Before we like add a message or something like that. I think I can probably actually add that through the. I think I can do like a verify token, right? So if I verify token post, does the token verifier look at the cookie? I don't even remember how I did this. So if I look at the verify token post, does it get the cookie? Oh, but I need to include that as a header. Okay, I see. And then the payload is the, okay. So I need to actually get that as the header. Okay, so that's fine. So I might actually need to do that first before I send a message. I need to verify it. I don't know. I didn't really think of that. Because I wonder then if the user could hit this route unauthenticated. Yeah, I think maybe. But let's just test whether this one thing works first. Okay, looks like it worked. And let's check the database. Okay, there it is. This is a test message, and it's at the right timestamp. We're good to go. All right. Now, if I want to do the verification first, what I think I need to do is just add the I think I just need to add this to the middleware chain, right? But then I also need to have the next in here. Whoops. I need to have the next function. So if I return the res status 200, then can I? Do I need to, like, will that screw things up, I wonder? Or I could just do res status. I guess I could check if the next function even exists. So I can say if next, maybe? Does this work? I genuinely don't know. It's looking like maybe not. Return true since the function is always defined. Ah, okay, so the function is always defined. But I don't then know how to do this, because if I, okay, so if I have the next, where's that send? There's something. Like, I wonder then if I can send the status anyway and then just call next. Right? I don't know. Maybe that works. I don't know. We'll try that out. Then I need that valid token in the header, right? So okay, so the token expired, I guess, on us, but that's okay. So we can get that in there. And then I'm going to add that to the middleware chain right now. So verify token. I think, is it verify token? What did I call it? Verify token post. There we go. Okay, so then let's log in here. And then we can then get the token in here. And then we'll put it inside of our header. And then bearer there. I think that's good. Now we'll see if this actually works or not. Okay, so we got token verified successfully. And then we got our payload. Okay. But then when we verify, okay, so then what else? We have message controller, new message post. Okay, so we didn't get that success okay preview here, so that's something. So I wonder if it was actually posted. So the token was verified, and the message was posted. Nice, cool. So now if we refresh this page, we should see 2. Perfect. Very cool. Oh, and the other thing I want to do for the, I'll edit that later. I want to add some padding, a little bit between the messages, so it's fine. Okay, just so that these buttons don't touch. Okay, so if we delete the header, so if we can this header and then we try to post again, it'll say missing token. Perfect. Nice. All right, so now this should work on the front end. So if we implement this on the front end, it should be fine. Okay, so we know the back end works just fine, right? So let's commit the back end. So I think all of these are server except for this. So we'll just add all of these. Okay. Add message route. Includes verification middleware to verify client has valid token. And then adds new message to this with query. Okay, that's fine. Very easy stuff. Oh wait, I don't need to commit that yet. My bad. Okay, so let's go back to the client and get that going. All right, so in here, we need to add another function. And then we'll do because the username is here. Okay, so we'll say username. Okay, and then that's going to be an on submit thing, right? So we're going to be we're going to do on submit is handle submit. And then we're going to have that handle submit function here. Which I think also needs to be asynchronous, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay, so then we get that. So I think I think this is the right, what we want here. Okay, nice. Cool. So we put that in here. And then, okay. So in our handle submit, let's write the add message first. So this is going to do another await fetch at the right spot. So server URL slash API slash, oh wait, wrong spot. Slash API slash messages slash add message. I think that's the right, I think that's the right route, right? Add message, okay, good. And then, so we're going to need to then include the headers. We're going to need to include that authorization header, right? Okay, so we need the content type and the accept, of course. And then we also need the authorization. I think that was the right, if I remember correctly, that was the right name for that. Let me just check. Yeah, authorization. Okay, good. That's good. Authorization is bearer, and then I need to get the token. Which, how do I get the token then? So I need the cookie stuff to get the token. So you have, how do we get the token? Or the cookie, I mean. Okay, so const token is cookies.getToken, okay. So then we need to import cookies from JS cookies, JS cookie, and then we need to say here I need to return an error or something. Actually, that would be handled by the, that would be handled by this anyway, if this token is undefined, now that I think about it. So that's actually fine. Is there anything else I have for that? No, I don't think so. I think that's fine. And then we need the body, right? Which is going to be the username. Username and message. Whoops. What's the problem here? Input string. Okay, what's wrong with the body here? Oh, JSON.stringify maybe. That's what I need to do. JSON.stringify. There we go. Nice. Now, we get the fetch, and then we say, oh yeah, and I need to say const res, and then I need to say if not res.ok, then we do our const error is equal to await res.json, and then we'll say console.error, error, and return error. Otherwise, we'll say const data is equal to await res.json and return data. There we go. So the message, so this actually, it doesn't even really, we don't even need this for anything, this data necessarily. So I think we just do await add message And then we get the user auth username and the event dot target dot value. Pretty sure. Oh, it's not available to type string. Okay, so actually what we'll need to do is we'll need to say if auth username. Otherwise, we can't do this. Well, I should just leave it like that. That's fine. Because, like, I guess the auth username could be undefined, but that's kind of a weird edge case. Okay. Now, we should be good here. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I guess the only way to find out is to test it, so let's test it. Oh, and then does it refresh, I wonder? Okay, so that didn't do anything interesting. Oh. That's what I have to do. To prevent default, maybe? Oh, because... Okay, wait, hold on. Is it in the body? Cost token is getting token. Wait, so are we getting errors? Cannot set headers after they're sent to the client. Something's hanging, I think. I think that's the problem here. Okay, so we have some server errors that I need to look at. Okay. Let's actually reboot the server. And then try and send something. Okay. So what does it say here? Cannot set headers after they are sent to the client. Server response. Handle request. Automatic server modules. Oh, this is a new message post. So line 20. We know that this works, right? Line 20. Oh wait, no, that's not the right spot. Message content not found. At next. Verify token post. Line 108. Oh, okay, so it called it there, okay. So presumably the token was verified and then something happened. I wonder if it's because of this res.status here. I wonder if this is causing trouble. I don't know though. I don't know. Because this should be a post too. Verify token post, right? Where am I setting headers? I don't think I'm setting any headers. Add new message post. Constant as await fetch. Is this, I don't think it's causing any error in the client, is it? Oh yeah, this is our same DevTools error, but we're not getting anything in the client. So I don't know if this is ever resolving. Like, is this ever returning anything? Ooh, 403 forbidden. Response, API redirected false. So I wonder why that's the case. Oh, because maybe the session expired. Okay, so this is our response here. Headers, values. Prototype response, JSON. Huh. Okay, so this is our response here. So I wonder then if, was it added to the, surely it wasn't added. No, it wasn't added to the database. Okay. So I wonder what happened here. Is our cookie defined? Yo, thanks for that, Rod Hash. I appreciate that. I'm sorry if the algorithm's been bombarding you with my content. If you don't, you know, aren't interested. But I appreciate that comment. Okay. Let's see if the token's defined. Is the token defined? Let's try this. Okay, yeah, the token's defined. Weird, man. Okay. So I wonder then if the because we're getting a response back, but I don't know what. Oh yeah, nice stuff. Inspires me to move on with my learning too. Nice. Well, I appreciate that. You know, that's kind of why I do this stuff, Rod, because, you know, I want to not only showcase my process and learn from my community, but also kind of showcase, you know, how far you can get if you put in the consistency. Because, you know, like 5 months ago, I was like at HTML and CSS, and now I'm like doing full stack stuff. I mean, again, it's still like very basic, but it's still, you know, it's still progress, right? So I don't really know what the problem is with this. Like, I don't understand why. Is it because we're doing, because we have our header. Like, I don't know, maybe is the data? Is the data anything? Token verified successfully. But I wonder then if it's not actually posting the message. So it's verifying the token, but then it's not passing control to the new message post properly, I wonder. Verify token post. Yeah. Because ideally I wanna include this in the middleware here. Yeah, I don't know. Or is it because I'm returning from that? I wonder if it's because I'm returning message type. Okay, I don't need that. Where would I look here? If it's this is the problem. I don't know, genuinely. Let's just try cutting it out and seeing what happens. 404 not found. Message content not found. Interesting. Oops. Ooh. Okay, now we're really in trouble. What happened here? Not found. Not found. So we can't even log in? What did we not find though? Auth verify. Ooh, do we not have? No, we have our test in there, but I don't know what's not found here. Request with token verify. Message board TSX 8. Okay, now things are breaking and I don't know why. Oh, maybe because of we're not sending the status back anymore. That could be the problem. Because now I bet you this will work. Yeah, okay, see, that was the problem. Oh, okay, so now there's a message, an empty message. Token verified successfully payload. Then if we refresh the page, it doesn't actually get added to the thing. Okay, so this is interesting. So we need this here because when we use the verify token post by itself without anything after, we need this return here, but I don't know how to conditionally return response if there is no next middleware found. Let's see. There are several Express things to know. Next tells Express to continue routing other requests. Only call next if you want other routes to continue to be able to process this request and send a response. You can only send one response for a given request. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're completely done with your request processing. Okay, so then basically what I need to do is maybe call next first. But then I don't know if that actually, like, so if I put next up here, does this fix it? I wonder. So if I do this, oh, message content not found. Why? Maybe the eTarget value is not working? Okay, so message content not found. Why? So it can find the user, all good. And then that would be in the layout here in the front end. So then we have our username and our message, which is coming from our handle submit, which is getting our auth username and our event target value. Oh, that's not what I need. Oh, no. I need a... need this sort of deal. And then what? Okay, whatever, I'll just delete all the messages. I don't care. Okay, what else do I need here? I completely lost my train of thought. This isn't what I need. I need to get the message somehow. So that would just be the user message. And then we need to just update that in the in here. Value is, or on change is set message. You set user message to we need to pass it the event here. e.target.value. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay, I don't know why I was passing the event for the on submit. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I did that. But you know, you live and learn, right? Okay, so that should be good. So now we should have it in state. All right, so now that it's in state, we can handle it accordingly. Okay, so now this should actually work. Oh, okay, perfect. It just doesn't refresh the page. That's the one thing we need to do. So it did add the message, which is exactly what we wanted. However, okay, we need to refresh the page. How do we do that? Let's find out. React router refresh page. Trigger reload or re-render. Because it should re-render when it changes, right? Use effect. Oh, you know what I could do? This is kind of cheeky, but I could set the... I could do this. I could set loading to true. And then that'll trigger this use effect. Right? So now if I send another message, there, it works. And then I also need to clear out the, we need to set the, no, not in there. In here, I need to set the set user message to be back to empty, right? And then I also need to clear the input. How do I clear the input? Value user message. Oh wait, no, actually let's just leave that. Okay, I don't really care. Okay, but I wanted to clear this when I press that. Oh, I need to get the input somehow inside of this handle submit. Right? I think that's what I need to do somehow. I need to get that input. Who do React router? So if we set the value of this to be, maybe I can't, it doesn't like when I do this, apparently, but that actually would fix it, I think. Yeah, okay, so that does fix the problem. Okay, cool. All right, so there we go. So now we can add messages. It looks horrendous, but you know, we can actually probably do a sort of a little bit of a message item style update here. Okay, so we'll actually just do that. I don't actually know, what did I even change for this? So message item style, we'll do a item center and then like a justify, what is it, between maybe? There we go, that's much better. Okay. At least on mobile. But on desktop it looks kind of shit, but that's okay. Maybe on desktop we give it more margin. So on a medium screen or larger we do MX auto or MX fit. No. Not width 50. I want to do like half of width. Let's go to my Tailwind docs here. It would be under documentation, Tailwind. Here we go. Let's do width. To be honest with you guys, I might wrap up this project off stream. Oh, it'll be width 0.5. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe. Oh no, not width 0.5. What? Fraction times 100%. Oh, I see. Okay. Width full, width screen, width 1 LV. Oh, it's a fraction like this, like 1/2. Okay, that makes sense. And then we want to center that sucker, right? Which would need to be in the higher level. So it's above the UL here. I guess that's this, isn't that? Okay. And this all needs to be centered. Then we'll say flex call, justify center, item center. Perfect. That's better. Much better. Good. All right, so I think that wraps up our, so I think I can now log in as this guy. And then if I send a message here, it'll say BenStack. There we go. This is a test. There we go. And then Okay, nice, nice, nice. Now I need to be able to delete messages. Perfect. Okay. So now we need to add a checkbox to sign up that toggles if the user is signing up as an admin or not. Okay, so let's make a commit here. Bug fix message adding or add message logic to frontend and backend. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so now let's do that. So let's go to our thing. Where was this? Sign up. Sign up. Here it is. Okay. So if we go to our sign up board, we need to add a little isAdmin here. So that would be in form row style, and then label isAdmin, admin user. And then we'll say input type checkbox, ID is admin, and then the name is admin as well. Good. Although I want this to be in line with the label, so I think I can do it like this. There we go. That's better. We're gonna need like a little bit of gap on this guy, right? So let's just do like this is kind of messy, but yeah, it is what it is here. So let's say flex item center, and then like a gap 4 or something. There we go. Maybe a 2. Okay, so then we can add or remove whether it's an admin user, right? Cool. Now we need to create an admin user. So we need to actually change the backend as well. So we just need to, this is a matter of just modifying existing routes, right? So we have get user by ID, post new user, and then for the new user, we need to also have an isAdmin as a Boolean, right? So that's fine. So it'll be false by default. And then we'll say, actually, we don't even need to do that. We can actually say isAdmin Boolean, right? And then what we could do is we could just do an if isAdmin, then we just make them an admin. And then let me just verify the, yeah, so it's isAdmin. Otherwise, we just do it without, right? We just insert those 2 values because it should, isAdmin defaults to false, right? Yeah. Nice. Good. So now we need to pass that isAdmin into that function, right? So okay, so then if this is included, so we have isAdmin, and then on our handle submit, we have username password isAdmin. So we'll do another const isAdmin set isAdmin is use state false, and then we'll say input type is admin, and then we'll say on change is set is admin to e.target.value. Whoops. Now I need to give this a right. Argument of type string is not a set state action boolean. Oh, because what is the value of this? Dot checked maybe? There we go. That's what I want. It's dot checked. Okay, good. Now, what now? Okay, so we have that, and then we pass this to the body. Okay. So then we fetch from signup, and then so in our law signup post, we're gonna say const user exists. If user exists, get the so we get the password, post new user, and then we do is admin. Post new user. Oh, I actually don't need to do it like that. And then we'll say is admin. But then we need to get the is admin inside of here. So then we can say const is admin is equal to rec.body.isAdmin. Actually, I probably don't even need that. I probably just do this directly if it exists. So let's just remove that. Okay. And then that sign up post is being hit with that data from here. Oh, but then I need to actually include that. So username password is user type, and then I also need to include the I need to include the isAdmin not in that same object, right? Although is the isAdmin part of the user type now? I wonder. Did I fix that? No, I need to fix that. Although that's going to be some more refactoring nonsense that I'm going to have to deal with. Okay, so how can I pass multiple things here? I guess this doesn't really need to be typed, does it? Right? Because we can just stringify all that stuff. Const user exists. User, okay, that should be fine. Okay. As user type and is admin boolean. Is that how it works, Jay? To keep it typed? Cool. I'll take it. Yeah, but okay. So I have the isAdmin from where? Yeah, that's from here. Which actually this needs to be like this, right? No, wait. isAdmin to the object. Oh. That was right how I had it? Wait, but then how do I add that to the... Because this still says this is not being used, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. We can just give it a go. Oh. Sorry, yeah. Okay, there we go. Sorry, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So now we should have an admin user. So let's just do admin. Just make sure I type that right. Okay, and then we'll check this. And then we'll go to our login, and then admin admin login. And then if we do a test, okay, there's our test. And then now in our admin is ff true, so it's true. So we are an admin user. So the admin user is an admin. Perfect. And then they should be allowed to delete messages, right? So that's nice. So cool. I'm going to end it off there. I'm just going to make this commit here. Unfortunately, I have some stuff that I need to do tonight, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. I'm just going to change. Let me just, what do I need to name this? Let's just say add admin creation logic to sign up route. Add checkbox to sign up page in frontend, in client. Modify post new user, and what was the other thing here? The auth controller, sign up post, middleware. To handle is admin. Okay, that's good. All right, so I think the only things I have left to do are, so we have the checkbox, and then we just need to basically prevent regular users from deleting messages, and then add that delete route, right? So we should say add message deletion route as well. Actually, that should be before this. Okay, and then so these are the only things I have left, which I might do off stream, just because I've been on this shit for like a week, and I'm kind of getting tired of it, and I just want it to be done. But the changes, if I do decide to do that off stream, the changes will be on GitHub. So if you want to see what I do, then it'll be there. Just so that we can get to ORMs, because I'm kind of like ready to move on, I think. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate the encouragement. But anyway, so that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, I really appreciate if you subscribed. I'm really close to being able to monetize the channel, which is really cool. That'd be fun. A little bit of a slow stream tonight, but it's okay. It's also a Monday night, so it is what it is. But no, I really appreciate all the support. If you want stream updates, join the Discord. It's right here. You can join the Discord, and I will see you all Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. So, yeah, thanks for coming, and hopefully catch you in the next one.